Southside, Justin was one of the founding companies, and we've been involved with this whole process with Southside since the beginning. So we have a great interest, we take great pride in watching this transition in this area. There's not a better place in the world to be. I deal with international operations, I travel the world, and I still come back and I marvel at the beauty of this area and where it's transitioning. Low crime rate, it's a safe place to go. Beautiful buildings going up every day around here. So you got a renewal process going on. There's a lot of excitement. A lot of young people come down, a lot of old people. There's a lot of interesting events that happen here. But most importantly, it's a fun place to go. Now that there's a lot of people looking at opportunities in the medical district, so on, there's more demand for people here. There's more traffic in and out of this area. We see that, and so it's a natural place for us to continue to invest if we're going to grow our business.
If you need health care, we're going to provide it, whatever level it is, whatever you need. The interesting thing about JPS is we're the 5th largest employer in Tarrant County. We employ just slightly over 4,600 people. We have 44 different locations around the county, but obviously with our main campus being right here in the near south side, it's our biggest presence in Tarrant County. You had an icon in this community, and it was St. Joseph's Hospital. It was a powerful building, but over time, that building began to decay because it was vacant. So what we did was we took that building down, but we restored its memory. We kept 20,000 bricks from that building because we want to create a monument to what that building stood for and the spirit of the people that worked inside that building. We're going to keep it a green space for all to use. We're going to have some workstations there so people can exercise around the walking track that we have. We wanted to make a lasting legacy to that wonderful building and the spirit that was represented by it. The amazing thing about living in this community is you can be here for 3 years and you can consider yourself an old timer, because when you go down Magnolia, everything has changed from last year, and there's new restaurants and there's a new place to go and do grocery shopping. You see huge development, a huge revitalization of this community, and that makes it a plus when we're trying to compete for the best residents in the nation to come to JPS. That's one more thing that we use to entice them to be a part of JPS.
We're going to have a building that you can see from every tall building in downtown Fort Worth. We're constructing a multifamily apartment development from the ground up. It'll be 170 units. It is in close proximity to at least 3 of the major hospitals, so it's a convenience for those people that work there. It's convenient to downtown without being located on a main road. My partner Rob McConnell and I developed a project down in Burleson a few years ago that just worked wonders. And he and I had worked together on identifying some properties in other cities. It just, in our minds, was a project we wanted to be involved in simply because we believe in the efforts that are going on the South Side and wanted to be a part of it and put together a project that had meaning for the redevelopment of the South Side and served the needs of the people that live here.
The original hospital opened in about 1988. It's been expanded several times. Most recently, the latest edition opened in March of 2012. It practically doubled the size of the hospital. The plan is we're building a building that we call the ROB, which is just an acronym for Rosedale Office Building. And we bought the property, continued to operate it for a couple of years, and then were able to implode it in September of 2012. There were 3 fingers on the button. One was mine, one was Paul Payne's, and one was Dr. John Freeze, who's been involved with Fort Worth South for a long time. We're building a 5-story office building. It's about 120,000 square feet. You bring 400 people back here, they're going to go out to lunch, they're going to buy things, some of them will choose to live in this area, and so we just think it's going to be great all the way around. Cook Children's is perennially on a number of best places to work lists. And so attracting and keeping good people is really important. And so the work environment, not only the immediate work environment, but things that are in proximity are really important. And I think just the continuing success story of what's happened on the south side of Fort Worth. And it's fun to be a part of that in a small way.
We live just around the corner from the market over at the Miller Lofts, and I was drawn to the space just because of it's kind of the apartments are built very minimal, and it's kind of like a blank canvas, and really large windows. You get a great sense of space. But the best part, living in Southside for me, and what's kept me here all these years, was it's more community first.
So we were just looking for a different way of life and walkable environment. It made it easier for us to live, and we wanted neighbors that we could relate to a little bit more. I currently work downtown. My husband works downtown, and we moved into Fort Worth about 4 years ago. We wanted a little bit of a different, more eclectic type of experience. We moved from New York, and so we actually missed having neighbors on the other side of the wall from us. All the people in the building kind of know each other, and if you walk down the street and the gym that opened up, you wave to them, they wave back, and so it's a really, to us, it's a great place to be.
Amphibian started in 2000. We are a contemporary theater company. Our mission is to produce plays that challenge the way we see the world around us. And we really want you to walk away having a conversation, thinking some new ideas, maybe even having a friendly argument with the person you came with. Our board member, Jeff Davis, located a building on South Main, and that was very attractive to us. We felt like Fort Worth South was the place for us. Amphibian's Milburn Theater is a black box theater. We made a conscious choice to build a black box theater because we love the flexibility that a black box theater allows. So the configuration changes with each show. Sometimes it's proscenium style, sometimes it's in the round. I think that people here are looking for opportunities to get together and share ideas. And that's wonderful for theater because that's what we do. We get people together in a room, we share ideas. The audience is such an active participant in what the show is each night, with their reactions, with their energy.
When we felt comfortable enough in our own family situation, we started kind of just saying, I think we're ready to open a bakery now. I don't want to just hand somebody a cupcake and take their money. I want to find out what they're doing, how they're celebrating, how old their kid is turning or whatever. I just love the stories behind the people that support us too.
We, from the beginning, knew that this was the area that we wanted to be in, and so this is the area that we participated in events and that we promoted.
This area to me is all about the return of the mom and pop. I really feel like, we're part of that, and so many other businesses in this area are doing the same thing.
I came from a small town called Chadra. That's why my restaurant is called Chadra. It counted 1,800 people. So everybody knew everybody. Everybody knew everything about everybody. This neighborhood, when I came to it, it welcomed me. I barely spoke English. I didn't know anybody. I felt at home. Even though it's much bigger than where I came from, it just felt at home. It felt right. It felt like this is another family waiting to receive me in, and I think I fit in.
It expanded our footprint, and it was suddenly a case of people coming from Arlington and people coming from mid-cities and people coming from wherever to the area, yes, to see NAMI, but next time maybe us.
It's very nice to be able to go down and have lunches that are so close by at a variety of places. Whether you want to get a good home-cooked meal and get the best soup you can find, or whether you want to get sushi at some of the best places, or whether you want to get a place that's been recognized nationally as one of the best eating places around, Magnolia and our area offers it all.
Let's see, my favorite right now would probably be Shinjuku Station.
So many wonderful places, it's not fair to ask me to choose one because Brood is wonderful and Lily's is great.
Gosh, I like to eat at Love Ellerby's, Benito's, Cat City, Lily's, really all the places over there.
Of course, Spiral Diner, now talk about trailblazing and visionary.
Just jump on the bike and we've got the best food in Fort Worth.
Arts Goggle, we close the street, we have a huge number of artists from the neighborhood, from the area, from around Fort Worth that will set up.
It's about giving exposure to artists that might not have a home in some other way. It's a way for us to open our doors and say, come see what we do. I love just walking down the streets and lots of food and lots of artwork.
We used to go to Friday on the Green every time they had it before we ever even thought of the bakery.
And we have 3 kids, so
right.
It was stuff that we could take our kids to and be a part of as a family, and that was really important.
Magnolia Green attracts about, 2,500 people? And that's a lot of people that wait for it every year, every summer.
Open streets is something that cities really throughout the world have done, where they just close off a section of streets to cars and open them up to people.
Southside Urban Market has been huge for drawing people down here so that they discover what's happening in this part of town, you know, this little pocket.
We're co-founders of the market. We thought it would be a great place to invite friends to come and linger. We just wanted to show this is a great place to just to be and hang out.
Gerald Pruitt, he does dryland farming. It's all sustainable. He uses very little irrigation, and even through the drought, his farm survived and had really nice crops.
He'll be the first to tell you that people buy 40 pounds of his broccoli at one sitting. It's some of the best broccoli I've ever had.
If you look at what Fort Worth South is doing, it first started to administer TIF, but now it's moved beyond that. It now administers community projects, community events. So it's now become more and more part of the community. As the community has grown, Fort Worth South has set standards for this community. The community has embraced those standards. The city's embraced those standards.
This project wouldn't be coming out of the ground without Fort Worth South.
We've enjoyed working with everybody that's been there, from Don Scott to Paul, Mike, Michelle. They just all do such a fabulous job.
You know, when we hit some roadblocks as far as like opening the business, with dealing with the city and things like that, they knew just who to call and have been super helpful.
They create a wonderful mixing bowl over here, and there is room for our identity here, just as there is on Magnolia, just as there is on South Main, and they kind of stir the pot and create a beautiful opportunity for all of us.